Hello, everyone. This is JimJam coming at you with episode 2 of the spring 2017 season. This is State of the Season. As you probably know, if you watch at all, we are going to go through the 6 shows that we are watching this season, just talk about what's going on, what we like best, comparing to what we thought last week, and come up with a tier list at the end for halfway through the season now. What shows are best, what shows are worst, where do we lie? So let's just get into it. Our first show we are watching is, of course, Little Witch Academia, which we were watching last season as well. Now we're up through episode 18, which is pretty crazy. Like, from where we started to where we are now, I think it's been a huge jump in quality and development. And we have like an actual plot starting with Akko having to find these 7 magic words. It's taken a little while. We only have a number of them left to get, and we already had an episode where we didn't get one at all, which admittedly was really cool because it had a Gurren Lagann shout out where like it was literally like Gurren Lagann, basically a new episode of that, which is awesome because we can't get enough TTGL. So loving what's happening. I hope it can pace itself well. We get those words. We'll get to a finale. I have no idea what's going to happen, frankly, if we're going to like go like super trigger on this or if it'll be kind of grounded. Who knows? It's just been pretty unpredictable. So it's getting better. It's ramping up. There's no better time to start watching than now. Hopefully it'll end as awesome, and we'll check in next time, of course, to see if it is. After that, we have Attack on Titan Season 2, which, in my notes, my first point is anyone still okay with how this show is made? Which I still kind of feel the same about. Like, the pacing's just so weird, and they focus on such unimportant things. I really hate that they have so many flashbacks with unnecessary characters like Sasha, who is literally a meme, and I hate her, and she shouldn't be in the show, and they only focus on her because XD, remember potatoes? And I just dislike that so greatly. So they always like show a cool thing happening and then have a flashback to set it up, and it does nothing. Like, it just stops us from getting the fun part. And they're trying to stretch it out so far, and I'm so over it, but I'm still watching. And there was an actual cool thing that happened where the twist was revealed that Reiner and Bertolt were the Armored and Colossal Titan, which I did not see coming, at least with Bertolt. Like, since when is he, like, a person? I guess technically not a person, he's a Titan now. So that was weird, to say the least. But the way he revealed it was so strange. He just literally, like, pulled Eren aside and mentioned it, and it wasn't even a dramatic moment. And I don't even know what, like, they were going for. And they just so casually dropped that, and it's kind of like the biggest deal in the entire show, like the biggest twist, I would say, besides the fact that people can turn into Titans at all. So I have no idea what's going on there, why they're choosing to do anything they are doing, but they are. So here we are. Something might actually happen now, which is great, but we're so likely to just get more flashbacks. Like, if that keeps happening, it's gonna keep being at the bottom. Sorry, everyone. Our third show is Sakura Quest, which you'll remember is by the makers of Shirobako. And I have a lot of points related to that for this week. First is that like the side characters aren't as good as they were in Shirobako, but that's not really the point in this one. We're not really supposed to have like this cast that we fall in love with, whereas in Shirobako, every single person in the studio was amazing. We fell in love with all of them. This one's really more focused on the main characters and their personal struggles, whereas in Shirobako, they didn't really focus on the main 5 characters until the end, besides, of course, Miyamori. But in this one, I love every single character. And it's cool that in Shirobako, all the girls were already best friends and were a team. But in this one, they all have to get to know each other and become a team. And that's a different sort of development. And I like that a lot because it helps us grow with them, which might actually be a better idea than Shirobako, which is, of course, a great show that I wouldn't change. But I do love that they're not just going for the same exact formula. They are changing things up in this one, and it's going really well. And of course, my notes say that I'm still not sure if Ririko or Maki is best girl, but we'll update that as we go on. Sanai is Def's worst girl, though. She is kind of boring. I don't like her design, and just her whole shtick that she's got going on with the blog and being scared. I don't know. Kind of weird. She's worst. Ririko or Maki, who's best, we'll find out. The next show is Saikano, which of course is How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, Season 2. This one, sadly, I don't have too much to say about because not much has been happening, really. It's fun to see the steps and the complications they're going through to make the game. But in terms of actual things happening, not much, because there's such a dialogue heavy show, which is great. It's so well written, it's hilarious, and I love just sitting and listening to it. But the development is kind of lackluster. Not much happens. They do some work. They're happy with it. A complication arises. Rinse and repeat. But it is still fun. It reminds me of the show and visual novel Grisaya no Kajitsu. All the girls are like follow the exact same archetypes. You have like the older one, the blonde one, the kind of emotionless one, the super sexual one, the lolly one. You gotta have the lolly one. I guess not really a lolly in Grisaya, but she is the younger one who acts like a child. So it's fun because I really love that visual novel series. So I like comparing to that. They're very similar, so I do enjoy that. I also, of course, love this show because I have dreams of collaborating in this same way with just people who are so talented. I want to make things with talented people. If you're talented and want to make something, please hit me up. I would love to do it. I love creating in groups, and this show is kind of the anime literally about that. So I really appreciate that. Someone make a visual novel with me. The end. Our second to last show is Fukumenkei Noise, which is, of course, the shoujo emo show with music that I like a lot, and the rest of it that is kind of eh. It's like confusing because half the time I don't know what the story is. They didn't explain that the band at the school was also the band that's really popular in all of Japan, and they kind of just assumed we figured that out, and I had no idea what was going on. And now the main character is the lead singer of it, and they just kind of threw her in there, and I was really taken aback and not sure what's going on. There's a whole other audition for another band. I thought it was the same band. It's a mess of a story. But I do enjoy that the characters are so emo. Like Momo is just so depressed and it's really hot in a weird shoujo way. And the other guy is really cool, even though he looks like a girl, which is also cool. I don't even know. It's fun, at least with the romantic interests. The music is really good. Like I said in the last episode, the music is literally the kind of music I listen to, but in Japanese. So I really like that, but there's not enough of it. We basically had the same, song. We have 2 songs now, but they keep repeating them, so we get to think we have more, but really don't, which I don't like. So that's that. And then every single instrumental song that's played in the show is literally the theme song with a different orchestral arrangement, and it's kind of lazy and weird, and I don't like that. Because it gets me, I keep thinking, oh, hey, that's the theme song. And now I'm taken out of the scene. And I'm like, why they couldn't write a second song? I guess they're really having trouble writing songs for this show. I don't know. But when they do, they're good. So hopefully they'll get more in there. And Mio is the only character that's actually a good character. She's the girl who is not the main character. And she likes one of the guys. But she kind of got thrown out a little bit. But now she's working with Momo. And she had a pretty emotional moment in episode 6. I like her. I want to see if there's going to be some conflict there because you usually don't get you do get conflicts in shoujo shows, but this one seems kind of unique in that it's not clearly this is a bad person we're in conflict with. She just also has problems. So that could lead to the show being a little something more than it already is, but currently it's kind of fine. It's pretty standard shoujo stuff, nothing amazing, but if you like the music, still worth going for. Lastly, we have the surprise hit of the season, which is Tsuki ga Kirei, which of course means as beautiful as the moon, I believe. I'm not Japanese. Wish I was. That's the whole other story. This show is so good. I don't even know why, but it's so relaxing, but so real and just fun to watch. This communication process. It's so stressful, but it's so real. This is exactly what it's like to talk to someone in real life. Your first crush, your first girlfriend. I completely identify with every single thing that's happening, and I love it. I don't love that Chinatsu, the best friend of the girl, is trying to get in on our guy. Not a fan of that because these 2 main characters are so good together, and I don't want anything getting in the way of that. So Chinatsu has got to take a chill pill and get out of this relationship. And there's so many things that are painfully relatable is what I said in my notes. When the girl's upset and the guy has no idea why or what to do, oh my gosh, tag yourself. Because that is me all the time, even today, and especially back in middle school. So, wow, they just really captured it so well. That whoever wrote and directed this show, this is all his exact experiences because this is too human. You can't make this up. It's too real, which I love. I think that's so great. And it's kind of reminded me of Usagi Drop with kind of the relaxing atmosphere where it's kind of just chill. You're thinking about people and relationships. But it's got more progression because I think we already have a relationship episode, a couple episodes in, and seeing the actual drama with that and not just like back and forth, are they going to date or not? I hate that. I love that there's something actually happening in this show. It's so good, which is why as we transition to the end of this episode, as I list the shows in order, number 1 is shockingly going to be Tsuki ga Kirei because it is just good in every way, and I appreciate it, and it's relaxing, and I wouldn't change anything about it right now. Second is Sakura Quest because it's had some great episodes with funny development, great situations, and the characters are just so fun. I'm starting to like them all a lot, and growing with them, like I said earlier, is really cool. Definitely going to put it at the second spot there. Following that is going to be Little Witch Academia, which hasn't gotten bad. It's not going down because it's bad. It's just kind of in a dip as we wait for these words to be found, and we're going to have a cool finale. I suspect it's going to go back up to the top once we have a cool finale. But right now, it's taking a bit of a dip as we set up that finale. But still really good. After that is Saikano, which, like I said before, the plot isn't crazy, but it's just a really well-written and fun show to watch. And I love going through it. I just love the characters, and I relate to them and their dreams and their cause. So that's still pretty good. Then get into the less good side of things is Attack on Titan, which is just a mess in my opinion. And if you think differently, that's okay. I'd love to hear about that in the comments. But I just can't get past some of the weird decisions they make with direction and pacing. It's not worth the cool fight scenes, which technically haven't even happened yet. We haven't had any really good fight scenes in my opinion. And the last show, of course, is Fukumenkei Noise, which is a fine shoujo show. It gets the job done. It ticks all the boxes, but if you want to be higher up on the list and state of the season, you kind of got to do a little more than that. So ticking the boxes, we'll put it at last. Not bad. I still like it, and I'm going to keep watching it. I don't drop shows if I get into this show, but the others are just better, even Attack on Titan. So that's that. That's our list. Pretty different from last week, except the bottom. We'll see if that's going to remain the same or if one of these shows will redeem themselves. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. This has been JimJam's Anime Jamboree, State of the Season. See you in 3 weeks.